I'm somebody who's been in the national security space, and I'm going to tell you why I'm actually okay with people downloading the Chinese version of TikTok en masse. This is especially ironic because I've been like the veteran advocate on Capitol Hill who's been really heavy on this kind of thing, like getting China and other foreign adversaries to stop exploiting our troops, veterans, and our families. This is something I've been fighting for years. You can see that I was a witness before the House Committee on Veterans Affairs. I testified in 2019. As a matter of fact, I worked for years to force Congress to have a hearing on this issue at all. And this is something that has like frustrated me to no end. This is a 2019 profile of me in BuzzFeed where it talked about how I, as the title says, I found election interference and no one cared. There's just supreme irony in this. So if you Google my name, hijacking our heroes, and scroll down to the congress.gov thing, you can actually watch my testimony. It's still on YouTube. And I'm just going to skip here just so you can see where
crooks tricking followers of the Vets for Trump PAC's Facebook page into sending political donations overseas via PayPal.
Now, 2019 was during the Trump presidency. Democrats controlled the House, and they actually took this pretty seriously enough that the House Democrats from the House Committee on Veterans Affairs wrote an entire report, which was based on my report, which unveiled all of the ways that foreign adversaries target troops, veterans, and our families. Now, what blew my mind, despite all of my time on Capitol Hill and understanding how politics works, was the fact that I was testifying before Congress and I was telling Republicans how the Facebook group run by the PAC Vets for Trump was stolen by foreign trolls, and that foreign trolls were targeting Trump supporters and getting them to send PayPal donations overseas. Like, that's a bunch of felonies. I was telling this to Republicans to their face, and they just like totally ignored it. In fact, we had representatives of Twitter and Facebook also before that committee, and the Republicans spent the entire time talking about how Twitter and Facebook are just too mean to Republicans, which is the opposite of what the data says. And now in 2025, like, these platforms are completely controlled by right-wing reactionary billionaires who do nothing but support the Republican Party. So if you want to read my entire testimony, click that link, the PDF right there. So that's just about 14 pages. That's like the executive summary of the 200-page report that I did on all the ways that foreign adversaries are targeting troop veterans and our families. So despite dedicating years of my life to trying to protect this community from overseas adversaries, I'm totally fine with Americans going and downloading Red Note en masse. Because it's not just trolling. It is trolling, and I appreciate that. But it's also a massive security risk. TikTok is a company that is based in the US, and it is subject to US laws. ByteDance, I think, is in the Cayman Islands, but the Chinese government has the golden share, which means that they're still able to direct ByteDance, which means that this app that I'm using right now does present some security risk. I will acknowledge that. But guess what? The Chinese already have all of the information that they could ever possibly need on me, because I had a secret security clearance in the Army, and the Chinese hacked the Office of Personnel Management, the OPM. And the OPM data breach had records of everything in my life that had to be checked out so that I could get a secret security clearance. So not just my address, my phone number, my birth date, my birth certificate, but all of the friends and family that were interviewed to check out, to make sure that I was worthy of having a secret security clearance. And to be honest, I don't know what else was in my background check, but China does. So when I'm using this app, frankly, I don't have a whole lot to lose. I've been studying this type of activity by foreign adversaries for years and literally testifying before Congress, like screaming from the rooftops, writing op-eds, going on television, and nothing got the Republicans to pay attention. Again, I revealed that foreign trolls were pretending to be the Trump-supporting Veterans PAC, and they were stealing money from Trump supporters, and Republicans still just ignored it because anything that had to do with election interference, they just wanted to ignore. But Red Note, which the Chinese also call the Little Red Book, which is like a reference to their communist manual, this is going to get under Republican skin. And they're going to come to recognize that the United States needs a data privacy law. But it's not going to happen overnight, to be clear. Like, they're not changing their minds. They still want TikTok to be banned, and since they all voted for it, like, they're gonna go down with this ship, no matter how mad we get at them. But with Americans deliberately going over to Chinese apps and saying, please, China, take my data. I mean, that's not entirely a good thing, but it's going to get the government's attention. And it's going to create a policy window that will open up in time that we can work towards fighting for a privacy law that also applies to American companies, to oligarchs like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Because frankly, as a national security professional, as someone who studies misinformation and disinformation, foreign campaigns meant to influence Americans and divide us and destroy our democracy, I am more concerned with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, their access to our data, and the fact that they're giving our data to the Chinese anyway. So, through this trolling, through this protest, I think we can accomplish some good. And like I said, the Chinese already have everything that was in my secret security clearance background check, so I've downloaded the app. And who knows if I'll start posting there, but fuck it.